on that T side, we already saw some excellent work from on the T side of Mirage. What do they have in store for us here? Renegades, the 2-1-2 split, the play into Catwalk with Gratisfaction to find that information. 2 players in the B-bomb side, and Vanguard start things off in the tunnels, but will they end things in B?
Gratisfaction deep in mid. Can often find a CT here on a pistol round, waiting for a smoke grenade to appear from the T side, who can boost over that box. Saw a jump peek, but no shots. I'm not sure if Gratisfaction was spotted or what it would mean at this point. Jane was top mid, keeping the CTs honest, or at least trying to, but as you can see, Gratisfaction is still in that position. So if a push comes in towards B, there could be a fast rotation. The lurk smoke to create some space. Jacob going for some pops. Won't find anything just yet. There we go. There's the first one to Sanji. Now he can hold position. We've got the support flashbangs from Renegades as they rotate in.
They're sitting ducks, James. They can't get out of the choke point. They're stuck by the smoke. They can't get any position. The bomb's down on the ground. They're all in the corner. JKS is absolutely ravaging this push. Oh no, that looked awful for AVANGAR, just stuck there, unable to do anything. Hands tied behind their back, taking all the fists in the face. And now it's just left to Jame in the 1 versus 4. It is Dust2, of course, but the bomb could not be more lost. Deep in enemy territory, Jame now, without the element of surprise, they know exactly where he is, at least for the next 5 seconds or so. Make some more noise towards the double doors. Looks to find an opening pick. He's never over on a pistol round, but 4 Renegades players. It's looking very difficult indeed. Nice start from Jane, but the masses start to appear, and Renegades pick up the pistol on the CT side of Dust2. That's a good way to start.
That was a really unsuccessful push into the B bomb site. There was a FaZe Clan pistol round on the T side of Dust2, which I made a video of, where Olaf Meister's the first guy in, but he's bunny hopping backwards, because obviously the hitbox on the head is worse at the back rather than the front. So he's bunny hopping backwards to take a bullet for the team and take the fire away while they swing into the site and abuse the numbers. AVANGAR couldn't even get beyond their own smoke. Yeah. The flashes constantly coming in from Renegades, keeping them stuck behind their smoke, and that was a complete disaster for them.
Oh, we might get a flash play through the double doors. Have to see. It looks like, yeah, there we go. Keycurt's on this one. Try to surround anybody who's playing close to the double doors, and often you'll find an MP9 there, but the MP9's up at the catwalk, and the spray is good all day for Renegades as Azza gets his last. Nice bit of cash made for him. And that'll be 2-0. But of course, AVANGAR only invested $200 in that round.
Yeah, but they've only got 2 kills in this game so far, AVANGAR, in these 2 rounds, which is a plus for Renegades and their money. But the weaponry won't be ideal. Gratisfaction has prioritized an AWP straight away. As the desk mentioned, he didn't come out the better of the 2 men, Gratisfaction and Jame. That's before you include Buster and his efforts on CT as well. We'll see if anybody goes through the shot through the smoke at 152. For now, Buster will make his way through the long door, sorry. You can pop flash yourself from that position where he's standing as well, but maybe there's time to talk about that later. We've got a cheeky jump. Sanji not even jumping to the bottom of the ramp, just to the top of the ramp. What the hell's that?
Maybe he expected the smoke would still cover, but yeah, it wasn't really that deep.
It's an expensive lesson to learn when you're 0-2 on Dust2.
They have 2 smoke grenades, James, so their options are very limited, to say the least. You would want a flashbang if you want to be able to take Catwalk, so I doubt they're going to try to even take Catwalk with no flashbangs. Now, it's looking like, you know, as far as their position is going here, that we may see the B play coming in, the smokes on CT spawn for the B. I don't even know if it'll be a B split here. It just really looks very difficult with no utility at all. What do they do here?
I think they might just have to wide swing. Team wide swingers, but Renegades may look to do the same.
Ah, here's the... They love this smoke in the corner of the door, and it's effectively like an Xbox smoke.
Hello. And up they can go. So again, it's team-wide swingers. They still have control of long, AVANGAR. Renegades have to deliver in this position. They've got no support flashbangs, just try peeking, and now Gratisfaction is in trouble. He's alone on the site. He's got time on his side. So far, so good. He needs 1v1 engagement. Doesn't find a fatal shot. There's a flick for him, though. 20 seconds left. He knows there's somebody long, attracting attention. He's got to do something, but he can't. Buster gets the frag, but the bomb can't go down just yet. Jacob now alone and out of position, but quickly he's coming up. That's the bomb carrier, Jacob, and down he goes. 10 seconds for Buster. Can he get there in time? He might just be able to do it.
He's made it. He's actually made it. Jacob wasn't sure. He had to play it safe, and now he comes through the smoke looking for the headshot. He's absolutely precise. And that's the round for Renegades, but I have to say, that's another like super high IQ play, I think, from AVANGAR, James. They make the steps on catwalk. Renegades are then, they know that they're going to take that position. They're waiting for the flash. Of course there'd be a flash, but of course they didn't even have a flash, and in comes the dry peak when Renegades are turned away expecting the flash. That's just so smart.
Yeah, I think it's one of the positions where they've got a fair chance at a wide swing if somebody is there to trade the kill with the second player. Options limited, but look at that situation. The Flames taking James HP down, finished off, and then Jacob makes it look easy. It's like he's an aimbot. 3-0 for Renegades. The second AWP is taken by force, and AVANGAR find themselves now with a scalp, some CZs, just trying to do some damage. They're at maximum loss bonus early here on Dust2. Gratisfaction looks for a boost.
To be found just yet. AVANGAR's playing it slow and steady. Good
That's some
made.
HE damage.
That is a lot of damage. Very, very good damage. JKS will find his way out of there. The scouts making his presence known, and AVANGAR will get themselves towards Xbox finally. There's been quite a few hurdles, quite a lot of danger lurking around each and every corner, but they've managed to find their way here. And Renegades are playing it really safe. They know they have better weaponry, so they're going to give AVANGAR some free positioning, knowing that AVANGAR will really struggle to take a bomb site away from them. But AVANGAR do have a decent amount of utility. The smokes go down for the B split, and they have flashbangs too.
Jacob behind the boxes. How many is he good for? The flash is here. The team support. The bomb is down. Can he find the third frag? Running down, but his teammate will save him. And Buster is alone. 0 frags for AVANGAR in this round. They've been light on frags in this game so far. 4-0 for Renegades. We have a combined 6 frags from AVANGAR in 4 rounds. It is simply not enough.
That looked like a huge team flash. I'm not sure if that's the case, but Jacob, obviously, he was looking away, so he completely avoided the flashbang. And AVANGAR, they didn't look like they could really even find a kill there, so that's very unfortunate for them. However, it was the save round. Now it's 4-0 Renegades. This is absolutely the start they need. It can be really hard to get going like this on the CT side of Dust2, but they found a way, and James goes towards the suicide position, looking to get fast positioning towards middle, and he won't be able to get a connection just yet. Gratisfaction on the other end of the doors, and James is going deep by himself, doing it all alone here. Ooh, just finds a elbow there at Gratisfaction. The flashbang, looking to try to retake the position. The battle between the AWPers is really awesome to see, but it looks like Gratisfaction will get the better of it this time.
However, he hasn't got enough because James is still alive and now James is dead, so never mind. Finished off, maybe the call was made by Gratisfaction, and Jacob with a well-placed HE will finish off the job. So it looks like he got the better of it after all. AVANGAR moving into a short take, but look at the timing from Renegades. Perfect timing, just as they want to approach, and it may force them to use utility should they want to go through it, but they'll have to respect it. Renegades, while they've got that smoke up, they go for a long take, and AVANGAR might realize this, so they're going to push that smoke, realizing that they've got to do something before Renegades just get too much out of this situation.
There's 50 seconds left, so Renegades can't 100% know if there's a commitment here, although they are going to be figuring it out one way or another. Adrenaline gets the push, he gets the kill. JKS now with that AWP. Can't see anything above the flames, and the bomb's going to go down for short, and in the flames he will burn as Jacob makes an appearance from Catwalk, and he's going to take down one, but the trays are looking good here for AVANGAR. Their first round might be on the cards. Liaz threatening that long position, but AVANGAR are looking quite steady here.
Gratisfaction with the Desert Eagle out. Can't even pull the trigger. Liaz now, he's got 3 bullets in his magazine and 3 players to find, so down to the USP. Not going to be able to fall back. Sanji with a huge headshot, and AVANGAR are on the scoreboard. As you mentioned, Dan, it was very tough for JKS. It's really hard to see through flames with a scope, especially with an AWP.
Especially when you're below them too.
Yeah, it's really difficult. You just can't see the players. It looks easy on the outline with the X-ray, but without that, flames and smoke, and maybe a silhouette if you're lucky. 4-1 in favor of Renegades. So finally, AVANGAR have won a round, and look what it's done to the economy immediately.
Yeah.
Jacob on a Mag 7. A Mag 7 on Dust2 is a rare find. The MP9 for Liaz as well. What is the play from both these teams? Liaz very quickly into the short position, boosted by Azar along with Gratisfaction.
I like to see the, oh my god, okay, well James has,
I like to see that.
he's going to piece out of this round, courtesy of Gratisfaction. And there is the Molotov there to cover the close positions. And that's really important to do because you don't want the CTs hearing all your movements and maybe being in a position to punish. But Azza retakes the position after it was lost. So we'll see if that has a part to play in this round as AVANGAR try to figure out what they want from this one. They will take the tunnels. B-split must surely be the play now, as you mentioned, investigates that close position. I don't think Adren's ever seen this. That flashbang covered as they're pushing across as well. It's perfect. Oh, the transfer not looking too bad there for Adren. There comes the Max 7, but Buster's going to deal with that.
Action everywhere. JKS has a gap to play with for the time being. AVANGAR trying to cross. JKS waiting for the sport flashes, but too many targets as they're trying to hold things down now. It won't work out. Renegades are going to be broke unless they can do something in this round, but they have a HE for utility. Sanji's low, as is Adren, but maybe it's time to save. Sometimes you've got to give up and say, there's nothing more we can do in this situation. AVANGAR with time to play with. Liaz will stay close, trying to collect the AWP, finally getting there. Now he needs to quietly sneak away.
It's like Metal Gear Solid or something, just trying to exactly get out of there.
Yeah, that would be a really huge save if they can hold on to both of these rifles. But with so many personnel for AVANGAR, they can have a look. They'll see that the save is on, and now the hunt is on.
Yeah, there is a world where they can try to get a kill here. And as you say, James, it's so huge. If they could do that, 3 players spotted for Lee as he now can call that out to Gratisfaction. Surely wouldn't expect Gratisfaction to be up there, but he's making some sound, and looks like AVANGAR might just give this one up. They have to protect their own economy as well, and looks like they aren't going to take any more risks. Although, Buster just offering a leg for a moment. And AVANGAR pick up another round. That was a good round from them. And Renegades, what do they do here, James? You've got 2 AWPs.
Yeah, they did save both those rifles. They weren't challenged too much. So, I mean, there's a hell of a lot they can do with that. As long as you can buy a little utility. If you don't want to buy around them, because it's going to break your overall team money, if you can just buy some grenades around them, just to like hold the choke points on B, for example, for a rush, then who knows what could happen? Who the hell knows? AVANGAR on the catch-up, on the road back. 2 rounds down at the moment. You guys aren't loud enough. Where's the support for these guys? they want some Renegades merch. They made their own. I respect that.
That's awesome.
Okay, they're going to force, it looks like, around these 2 AWPs. Not the worst decision in the world. It is Dust2.
Yeah, you just have to have a play in mind. I think you made a really good point about slowing the round down. If you slow the round down, you can make plays as you force the T's to.
Oh, he saw the boost.
Oh my God, he actually gets the connection too through the doors. Gratisfaction lucky to be alive, but it's going to be looking towards suicide. That's actually a lot of information that Gratisfaction is getting in middle. And that sort of tells Renegades right now that it's looking like a slow default. This Molotov only serves to confirm that fact. And looks like the play will be around the catwalk position. And AVANGAR have to be on high alert for shenanigans like this, James.
Minute 20. AVANGAR, they've been pretty slow to the short position. Not the first time Renegades have delivered a frag like that.
Flick, man.
In the meantime, Renegades have taken long, but long distances are favorable to AWPs. That said, Renegades may be expecting a reaction towards B, put 3 people in the B bomb site, but AVANGAR, I'm sure it's going to be a slow and steady approach towards A. No one heading towards that mid position, maybe not wanting to challenge mid. At least on this occasion, they'll probably be facing 1 AWP, trying to look over the car, but with that utility they used, look at the response from Renegades. Another flashbang, and a 3rd player makes his way towards A.
Renegades are very quick to respond. That flashbang earlier gave them all the hints that they needed to go for the rotation. They're going to have a fight here. The MP9 looking to do damage. Can't find enough though. Jane picks off Lee as they take down JKS. He was key. Now they can take the side. There goes Azza through the smoke with the MP9. Swaps out for the AWP. What can he find? The flick is going to miss. 2 players left here for AVANGAR as Azza prevents them from taking the site. And they don't have time to mess around. They've got to take Azza down. They've got to get that bomb down.
Do they? What's the play here? They can't really run towards B. It would be scary. 13 seconds. Why is only 1 person going towards the side for AVANGAR? It's going to work out regardless. That is confidence.
Oh my God.
The other guy, I guess, holding around the side in case he tries to hide behind the boxes. They split up. That's what you want as a Renegades player, but doesn't work out for Renegades on this occasion.
The 3rd
round is in the bag for AVANGAR, and they've broken the money for Renegades. To force around the sniper rifles hasn't worked. However, damage was done. But on the CT side, your own economy is more important.
Yeah, that was very scary. And as you say, at least the damage has been done to some extent. Now a quick rush here from AVANGAR, keep things simple. But Adren on the Mag 10 this time, and Jake getting close with an eagle. The flashbangs will obscure his vision, and Adren will take him down. So perfectly executed B rush coming in from AVANGAR, and that's just going to shut things down. But the the anti-eco, quick and easy for AVANGAR. They'll tie things up 4-4 as now the play for Renegades is can they steal a gun away?
Sanji in a position you only really see in free-for-all deathmatch.
Yeah.
He's got such an interesting job on AVANGAR, especially when you look at a map like Mirage and you see how much he's using an MP9 and a MAC-10. Yeah. And those SMG plays they transition across different maps. So he's really an interesting one to study in how AVANGAR choose to use him. But it is Kika with the MAC-10 on this occasion, maybe spawn-based as they rush to the B bomb site. Sanji comfortable behind the car. Again, he's got range as well if there was a push to come in. Just about winning the round now. Watch out for the flames. 4-4. Right then, it has been 4 rounds in a row for AVANGAR, but we must say they did break the money and there was a force buy, so it's not as much momentum as it might suggest. Liaz had a difficult game. He had a cold start on Mirage. He hasn't got any kills just yet. It is the CT side though, so sometimes that is based on position.
Yeah, and I think the dangerous thing for Renegades right now is that we have yet to really see AVANGAR running their game plan when they take initiative. This is the perfect moment for them to do that. Double orbs from Renegades. JKS won't have Kevlar. Doesn't need Kevlar. He is naked. It's a fast take of Catwalk coming in here. Gratisfaction will hit the running. Oh no! A quick whip there and maybe a punish from Kika, but Gratisfaction stabilizes, takes him down. No punish to be had for AVANGAR. They'll take long though. Do they want to speed things up after losing a player? Or will they slow it down?
Seems they were going for a really fast split of the A bomb site. If Kika takes that position, 4 players on long, there's nothing Renegades can do in theory. However, Gratisfaction delivers that kill, a difficult one, but delivered nonetheless, and the round slows down. Renegades know they have to hold on to the short position. Short is what they know, long is an unknown, but they may assume it has been compromised, and you never know if the T's have rotated out. They've left 1 player there, but they'll quickly find the information. Not everybody crossing for AVANGAR in case there's a push from the CTs. There is a boost, however, which might catch these players while they're still on the ramp. Buster looking for players towards the Gandalf position. Liaz has been sprayed down, but Jacob could do a lot. There's the bomb now on the floor. A T by the car position. Man advantage for Renegades, and the bomb needs to get planted soon because they're only going to get closer.
The health is very low for Renegades, but Gratisfaction from Catwalk is so annoying because Buster, to get that bomb, he's got to jump up and he's be very exposed. There's no real safe position to plant, especially with that smoke down. The CTs can play close to the smoke, which will shut down other planting spots here. And they can't afford to have a stalemate. There are timers against them to get the bomb down. James with a whip. And Buster, he's found a moment. He's found a window. He's picked up the plant. The boost, though, from Jacob looking to go for the punish. Buster defends. That's key. 3 versus 3 now on the retake for Renegades. The Gratisfaction initiates the flank. James is ready, waiting, looking to pull the trigger. As soon as Gratisfaction turns the corner, the flashbang whiz, and he hits the shot. James doing it. Adrenaline doing it. Down to JKS once again. How many times has that been the story for Renegades? But this time, it's just impossible, and AVANGAR pick it up.
That is quite the turnaround for AVANGAR, and now we can start to talk about momentum. They've broken the money of Renegades once again, and boy, was that a difficult spot. Renegades had the man advantage. Maybe they would have preferred to have more players towards short and less on the low ground, which is always difficult for the retake. Gratisfaction, such a key kill at the beginning. Again, if he falls there, then that round might be over very quickly indeed. I imagine there's a charge, especially when it's a sniper going down first. But here we are. Kika with a fast position. He's about to eat a flashbang though, some spray, and he'll be forced off his position. And we see Renegades have bought a scout and a bunch of pistols as it gets taken out, but JKS will collect the scout. Jacob doesn't win his duel, and Adren is harassing the short position.
AVANGAR looking fairly safe at this point, although JKS finds a headshot somehow through middle, and James dead. Very unfortunate for him, but Renegades, they'll take a forward position on Liaz with that deagle. Now the bomb is down outside the longhouse, so this gets a little bit weird, although everyone's dying, so maybe they'll be okay. Gratisfaction with the CZ can't land the shots he needs to, and it will just be James dying. AVANGAR happy with the result there. 6-4 now for them, as I think indeed they've taken control of this T side, and will they take control of the half? Do Renegades have something to say about this?
Buster's having a great series at the moment, 10-4-5 at present, and I would expect it to continue. 6 rounds in a row for AVANGAR, 2 bomb explosions and 4 by elimination. Renegades been limited even in places to hide, and again, still waiting for Liaz to make an appearance as being difficult towards that long position. He's there with Azza and Gratisfaction at the moment. They've got to take, and there's no challenge just yet. He'll make his way towards the pit. James, he likes to hold these angles sometimes. We haven't seen it really at this major. Sometimes he'll hold this angle for a very long time and try and catch a CT rotating from one side to another. It's a vintage strat. You can see him holding for now. So again, maybe not wanting to telegraph their plays. It's gone away for many of the AVANGAR games we commentated from the beginning to this point. He won't be engaged just yet, and he'll fall off.
Yeah, AVANGAR trying to tease a Renegades player into middle to punish, but and they're going for a later take of Catwalk. And so they've really slowed the pace down. Renegades are in a setup where they're better suited to deal with a B split than an A set piece. Gratisfaction starts to try to investigate here, and can he catch somebody making their way up? Doesn't want to get caught out of position, will fall back, play it safe. And again, AVANGAR can still go for a B split, but his action towards A is now starting to pull back that CT spawn player. So now the B split becomes a stronger play. But AVANGAR, we know them to have devastating set pieces on the A bomb site, James, so maybe it doesn't even matter.
If they do push, Liaz has one flashback he could jump throw for his teammates. There's the palm tree flash, it goes off behind the palm tree, so the T's can't see it coming. But no, the bomb's rotating away from the A bomb site, and there are 3 players on A, but still there's some presence from AVANGAR. Okay, Jacob by the boxes outside the B bomb site. Got 2 players coming his way, they're lining up for him, but they'll get the frag. JKS must deliver, 17 seconds to plant the bomb, but the bomb seems to be going... The bomb's in CT spawn, 13 seconds. Where's it going to go? There seems to be confusion. It's going to go somewhere. JKS still alive, still standing. There's no time. James runs in with the bomb. He has to help his teammates. The flashbang. Oh my God, he's going to survive. 2 seconds, he can't do it. That was absolute madness. There were so many things going on. I could see the bomb going back and forth on the radar. They wanted to go away. There wasn't enough time to go through CT spawn and up the ramp and plant a bomb. They had to go towards B. James had to run in the doors with the bomb in his hand. You're as fast as a knife with the bomb in your hands. He's got to plant it. You had to rely on a flashbang. They couldn't even clear the site. They had to just pray. They had to hope and pray. I thought he was Jesus.
Oh man, and the flashbang delayed JKS from getting the kill just in the right time to allow him to be then traded because he's so committed there. And I'm a mixture of angry because I don't know why the bomb is making that desperation run there in the first place, but I'm excited as well. And the excitement continues. Gratisfaction makes his way up at key cut. He's ready for this push. AVANGAR have been so good at predicting the pushes of Renegades throughout this series, and he is on the Krieg. It's not, I mean, it's the best possible weapon to defend a push like this. Gratisfaction is going to be so unfavored in this duel. He will make his way across, though, unscathed, looking to harass James. This is not really a fight that you can take, but he's trying to do it nonetheless, and he's doing damage somehow. James looking to go for the punish, and Adren's going to take down Azza in the meantime. So these Renegades offensive moves are being taken care of eventually.
James had the bomb, so, I mean, maybe they're not going to lose around that situation, but it's just not ideal, is it? It's not ideal.
Not ideal.
However, what is ideal for AVANGAR is 7 rounds in a row. There's been no answer. They've adjusted, just like we saw on Mirage. AVANGAR adjusted on the CT side. They pulled out the double ops, and then Renegades adjusted back and made the faster plays on the force buys, the ecos, the buy rounds, and so on. AVANGAR are on the T side. They seem to have adjusted to Renegades, and Renegades don't seem to have an answer just yet. Every other round, though, is a pistol round. There's not a lot going on. Only 4 of the players are fragging at the moment for Renegades. They're having so many difficulties towards that long position. And again, AVANGAR make their way over. 27 seconds though, the bomb, that clock is ticking once again, and the CTs are rotating in. That bomb still needs to get planted, so let's not take this for granted.
Yeah, we've got JKS on the Deagle as well. I just feel like he can just make anything happen at this point. JKM will get the boost up. He's looking to deny the plant, but Sanji covers. That could have been the play. I think that had to be the play, and indeed they'll get shut down. That was it. 8-4 now as AVANGAR are taking control of this half, and Renegades, they need a big result on this next buy. It has to go to them. They need to start taking matters into their own hands, but that is the problem with Dust2, James. It's very hard as the CT side to take initiative. You have to be able to understand the T game plan, and you have to understand how to position, how to defuse those situations. Going for aggressive plays is so hard on this map.
AVANGAR seem to have sent Renegades back to the Stone Age, running out of steam, trying to figure out how to make fire at the moment. They've had some success from this short position with the boosts, but hasn't really resulted in too many rounds. James back to his usual tricks. Gratisfaction doesn't have a second player to boost in that short spot. JKS showing presence in that mid position, forced away by the flashbang. He has rifle support on the other side, as you can see. Azza is there. And it looks like they want to make a play. James hiding in the corner. he's playing anti-flash for CZ, so they are expectant. And that's a nice HE jumping away. Azza can do nothing but reveal his position. JKS is the one to take a bullet though, down to 4 HP.
Renegades. Just a minute to go. They do have that presence on Catwalk. That is where the rounds might end for Renegades, or maybe it'll be the start of something. Gratisfaction trying to take the jiggle every so often, and Dren can't make it work on the spray. What the hell was that from Azza? That's a beautiful recovery. Now Lee is looking to defend, and there has to be a punish to flashbang. It's not going to be coming in. Jane with the peak, the raw peak will get the job done as JKM and JKS now. Surely they have to save. Surely they've got to keep these guns alive because they have nothing in the bank.
JKS with 4 HP, his hands might be tied. Not even going to look through the mid doors. In the meantime, Jacob's gone towards short. Maybe it's to rescue a weapon. Maybe it's just to see if an opening will be offered. Neither player has a defuse kit, and Sanji's on the flank. Sanji is so active. He's more active than a pandemic virus. Jacob's taken out, and JKS is left now with 4 HP. Trying to hold on to the AWP. We're looking at 9 rounds in a row for AVANGAR. Is anyone home for Renegades? You were so close on Mirage, so close. But it is a game of 2 halves. They can still claw a few rounds at the back of this half and take something into the other side.
Getting it done on this T side, but JKS does save that AWP. It's such a key and vital piece to the defense on the CT side of this map. But indeed, just so many straight rounds won in a row by AVANGAR. The confidence is running very high for them on this T side. Oh, what a savage punish. And here we go. Into the next one, Renegades. Can they do something with this AWP? We've got an MP9, CZ, a P250, and James with an incredibly quick timing to Catwalk. No aggression there, it's towards long, and Sanji's gonna spot it.
Speaking of quick timing, have a look towards the B-bomb side. They're both going to get taken out. Nothing is going the way of Renegades in this game of Dust2. Absolutely nothing. Azza takes position. If he continues to press, he might find the bomb. Does he see it? Kika is outside there as well. He's taking Azza out. Liaz is behind him, but he's ill-equipped. He needs that rifle. He takes the risk, he gets it, but he can't defend this bomb. He's 1 versus 4. What does he choose to do? Maybe he resets the situation by going elsewhere. James is taking position. He is contained. He is surrounded. There are 4 players coming his way, 2 either side. Some tapping, but he's running out of bullets. He's going from bad to worse. Liaz trying to do what he can. And he will be traded by the likes of Kika. That's only the 2nd kill for Liaz in this game.
It looks bad for Renegades right now, but again, this is Dust2. Even if they are stuck on these 4 rounds going to that next half, or hopefully they're able to extract 1 more round from this half to get 5, they can absolutely do the same thing to AVANGAR. When you get to play that T side, you get to set the pace, you get to dictate to your opponent what's going on. Again, it's so hard to get active on the CT side and really throw the T side off. And AVANGAR looked like their Dust2, I think they had 1 bad Dust2 game all major so far, but most of their Dust2s have looked really comfortable. And it's always been their T side, it's their executes, their set pieces, their coordination that's really been the problem for teams.
This is the pick of AVANGAR.
Oh, James, look what we have. Look at Sanji. What's he done here?
Pervert time. Inbox spam. Everyone's alive for now. JK is taking some damage. Gratisfaction with the 1 AWP. Renegades comfortable on long for now. Take him alone in the B-bomb site. Gratisfaction. Not shy, is he? Sanji down to 17 HP, but everyone's still alive. Jane with his usual creep. Moving towards the short area. Azza and Liaz wondering if they should go for a play. Again, Gratisfaction still towards long, however, a certain Sanji is coming.
Game looking to get something here. Renegades make a play. I presume that there's... We get a trend supporting with the rifle. Oh, the nades aren't bad, are they? James down to 43. Good timing there from Renegades, but I'm sure they would have liked a little bit more damage from that, but I'll have to settle with it. An offensive smoke from Renegades, and that's going to hurt AVANGAR's ability to set up nades, and that's going to distract their timing. They're creeping back into position here. Renegades really are feeling that A play, but will AVANGAR fake them out?
Az has got an incendiary, so he could put it behind the smoke, which would make it harder for the T's to, well, A, to push, and B, to set up their grenades in the first place towards this A bomb site. 35 seconds on the clock. Az is waiting. There are set up smokes. There is the response. Will it go deep enough? Indeed it will. So they can't set up the further mollies, but they can get a headshot, and that might be enough. Pushing towards the site now. They can go for the short plant unless Liaz can hold his position. 22 seconds on the clock. Gratisfaction still with angles. Jacob activating as well. This might be the last round for Renegades in the half, but they really need it. Liaz still in Goose. AVANGAR pushing slowly, but Liaz delivering another one, looking for more. The trades are here, and Buster's alone, 1 versus 3. They are right on top of him, and it will be a 5th round for Renegades at halftime.
They recover, they get
much more they can do. Team Immunity, also from Oceania, offering some support on Twitter for Renegades. Those two teams used to go back and forth. But it is Renegades who fly the flag now, for the most part, in these international waters.
The typical investigation from Adren towards Catwalk. It's a fast rotation position. It's a position where you can get fast information, but maybe there's too much information here because of 3 players. He manages to get around the corner in time to save himself, but he will not be able to live for too much longer. And that is Renegades with Catwalk control. They can slow things down now, really make AVANGAR guess. And AVANGAR already moving towards that A bomb site, but maybe that's a mistake because, again, Renegades have slowed it down. And from Catwalk, you can go to A or you can go to B, and it's not much skin off your back just holding this position.
As I was spotting in T-Spawn for quite a while, you can see Buster's getting very curious as well. Maybe this is what is needed for the CT side with a man disadvantage. Are Renegades going too slow? You start to wonder as Buster's about to spot some players on short. There's one taken out. He can fall back, doesn't need to fight to the death. He's got range with the USPs, and that is the go signal for Renegades to move towards that short position. Kika is here, though there are flashbangs, but maybe James can help out. He's pretty far back at the moment, but Kika continues with the headshots, and another one from Kika. He's got 3 so far, now JKS is left alone.
He has the PT-50 Elysians, but he has no Kevlar, so he has that accuracy like the USPs. Trying to get the first tap there. Keycode has been really difficult to stop, but finally JKS will put a stop to him. And now the bomb site is open and available, but JKS, there could still be more players around the corner, and he gets another shot, but it's just simply too many players. A triple peak, and AVANGAR will secure it. And it's worth noting, that's the first pistol round AVANGAR have won across both maps. So it's got to feel good for them, and Renegades desperately needed a good start in this second half.
It's the first pistol round AVANGAR have won, and it's the worst one for Renegades to lose. That pistol round is their way back into this game. But it turns out that's not the case. They've gone for the force buy.
It's nasty, isn't it, from Kika?
It is absolutely disgusting.
We can see Az is really feeling the pressure there. The frustration is so visible on their faces. But can they dial back in?
Tactical timeout from AVANGAR, their first of the game, which shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. Now there's an opportunity here for Renegades. They've got 3 Desert Eagles and 2 CZs. They've got some flashes and some smokes. AVANGAR, of course, mostly with SMGs. The Scout and the M4A4 will be the 2 rifles. And the clock continues to tick. Can AVANGAR close this out, or will Renegades continue to force their way back into games just like they did on Mirage?
Indeed. It's good that we're seeing that JKS is having a consistent performance. He's 17-4-11, really coming alive in the semi-finals, trying to do what he can to keep Renegades in with the best chance that they can have. And 3 MP9s, a Scout, and M4. Definitely a lot of firepower.
Oh, the HE! Here it comes! Oh!
That could have been worse, I think. That could have been worse for Renegades, but here is a follow-up from Adren. The jump peak there, and there goes the Incendiary, just to slow them down, contain them. Is there an HE to follow up? I don't think that they have any more, so Renegades will be safe from the HE grenades for now.
Sanji, in his deep long position, he can hear players moving around on short if they run, if they jump, etc. Deploy the grenades. He can hear that. He's close enough. You can see it on the radar. So that's some extra information for the CT side. They've got counter flashes. They've got 3 players towards the A bomb site. Sanji instantly going for the flank now. We'll see if he can get there fast enough. Jane looking on a low ground, but his teammates in CT spawn. There's a tag. Jacob with 2 HP now, but the first frag comes from JKS, and there's more to be done here. Going for the MP9, but he can't fire it fast enough. The bomb's going to get planted. Sanji will die as well. Renegades refuse to lose again. They will impose their will on AVANGAR on the A bomb site. They want to get back into this game.
Buster, he's got some decisions to make here because they know where he is. They may try to just all jump him at once, and there's a flashbang. Buster, they really want to keep this M4 alive into the next round, and he could do some more damage, trying to edge his way out there safely. There's the flank. The timing from Buster's actually really good. You can see Gratisfaction knows that he just missed his timing window to catch Buster out of position, but he is being teased from left and right as Gratisfaction goes and commits, and he actually wins the battle and picks up the M4, makes it worse for AVANGAR. That is a tough pill to swallow for them, and Renegades, they didn't win the pistol, James, but they managed to recover, and you could argue that this is a much better position for them to be in.
I completely agree. They pillaged the village and burnt the house down, and now AVANGAR have got nothing to fight with unless they go for the force buy. But indeed, putting the CTs on their ass immediately is, well, in this fashion, can be very productive, can be very rewarding for your team. Let's see if Renegades can capitalize and exploit those potential advantages. Jame will have a scout. He hasn't gone for the force buy. He has been gifted a scout. He demanded it, and he took it in kindly. Hasn't fallen, and now Jacob can't really choose. He can't fight this choke point because he's got 3 people facing him. He's stuck in the door. This is not like this, Renegades, please.
Maybe they feel committed because they want to protect the weapons. You can see Az is trying to get rid of those weapons, but you can only do so much, and they've lost too much. Those weapons will eventually be collected. It will take time for AVANGAR, and that's time that Renegades can use to get position elsewhere on the map, to try to rotate around towards perhaps the B bomb site. Of course, they know it's a big investment towards A-long, but now the weapons have been collected. Now AVANGAR can rotate to deal with this.
Sanji's going to push. You know he's going to push. He loves the push. His favorite button is W. There he goes. 4 versus 3, man advantage for AVANGAR, surely going to get worse. That flashbang buys time for Sanji to come in from the back. Kika contributing as well. Sanji, not too many sound cues. He's done some damage. This could be capitalized upon, but there's still a chance for Renegades to stabilize. But look at their HP.
Yeah, they have utility, though, to maybe make things a bit easier, cut off some positions, cut off lines of sight. But Jame, he's ready, he's waiting, he has the scout, and he's got a frag, he's got a scalp. JKS collects the AK, the smoke to try and survive, but Jame comes in again to deny, and that's 12-6 for AVANGAR. And things, they look so good for Renegades, James, but they committed, they overcommitted towards long, and it was all over.
The curse is not out of the room just yet. Somebody get an exorcist. Fighting in such a tiny choke point through those doors. I don't know if Renegades identified how many people were on long, but if you know 3 people are there, you can't stand there and fight one. You can only fight one at a time, but they can all shoot you at the same time.
Yeah, it's just such a bad spot. They overcommitted. They didn't want the guns to. They wanted to get the trade. Sometimes, you have that situation where that default protocol in your brain is, oh, I'll go for the trade. On a gun round, guns versus guns, maybe that makes sense because there's not going to be 4 players there, although sometimes there is, but usually not. But on a round with pistols, as you see, it can really snowball out of control very quickly, and big decisions to be made here for Renegades.
Again, if you're here to support Renegades, then this is not the time to be quiet. This is when they need their fans the most. They have half the score of their opponent at the moment. They've got 2 pistols and 3 rifles. It's still a mixed bag for both squads, though. There are chances for Renegades to force this one back. Those 2 AKs and the Krieg could do a hell of a lot in this round.
Yeah, they really could. They're lacking utility, Renegades, so they have to find a way to get forward position with all of the bodies intact. AVANGAR have ways to slow that down, to separate players as they do go for that push, using that superior utility advantage. And that's not a bad HE, is it? They have some really stunning HEs, I have to say, AVANGAR. Good timings as well. Look at the damage that has been taken by Renegades already. There's a quick flashbang. They've got to move together here. There's no smokes. They have 4 flashbangs, that's it. They got a frag out.
Yeah, they've got the AKs, they've got the Krieg, but AVANGAR have got a key cut, and he'll deploy some grenades. He's just buying time for the rotation, that's it. There could be a 3-man peak now, which is something we normally talk about from Renegades of old in this position, but Jacob's looking to clear house. He's got 1 so far, he's entertaining. I don't know that he knows there are 2 plays in CT, but he's got a gravitational pull. Kika makes his way forward, only to die, leaving Jame on site with the scout. As are taken out, the molly's up on short. He has time as well.
Renegades, yeah, they have cow. They can go to A, they can go to B, they can fake out. AVANGAR, they have the time to do both things. Gratisfaction, does he want to push further? That smoke really shuts down this mid play for Gratisfaction. If there was to be a player close, he would have a disadvantage pushing. His teammates will make their way to tunnels. Renegades cut noise. They are going to play against the clock here. It's going to go down to the wire. Gratisfaction, can he make the flick work? The control on the spray is not quite good enough, but he gets Buster down to 6. Buster with a race to the side. He's got position. He's got the crosshair placement, but Jacob gets the save with the Deagle. But now it's the 1 versus 2, and they're both coming from the tunnels. Surely he won't expect this.
Picks up the AK, focusing on the door, trying to reposition, but it's too late. Sanji, of course, coming in with the MP9, closing down the round. 13 for AVANGAR. Renegades, they just can't get started.
Do they commit now, James? Do they commit? They've got the bomb down. They're going to get some extra money. It would be a forced buy. It would not be a good buy, but do they commit here? If they go for the save, AVANGAR get a 3 rounds to get themselves towards the 14th round, and that's not something that's going to feel good. And I don't think Renegades have enough to really go for a committed play unless they were going to go for a catwalk set piece onto A. That's really the only thing I think that they could do with pistols and grenades. And I think that's such a hard call to make here. Renegades, though, they have to make the hard calls. To win, to get to a major finals, you have to make the hard calls. You have to step up when the time is right. And so this is Renegades' proving ground. If they deserve the finals, they'll be able to bring themselves up in this horrible situation, find a way back. We'll see 1 AK collected onto JChem. The rest of Renegades will keep things fairly light in investment.
That's an awesome sign. Respect to all the guys bringing signs. You guys have impressed. And there is still time for Renegades to impress. A turnaround. Let's not forget they had to do a reverse sweep to get here in the first place. It looks like a non-starter, but they forced their way back into this major when they were at death's door. The hero AK is on Jacob. 3 players in B for AVANGAR. They seem to be ready. Kika looking to block in the smoke. This is a precarious situation. Looking to block. Is it going to work out? He's going to hit on the top of his head, but Kika somehow still gets all the frags down to the USP. And as Renegade stuck behind the smoke, Gratisfaction, Buster with the final bullet. They hold on the B bomb site. Only 1 kill for Renegades, and AVANGAR are 2 away from a grand final.
You gotta love the call from AVANGAR there. They were so ready for a B play. They probably said to themselves, what's the one way we can lose this advantage? What's the one way that Renegades can really find a way into this round? It's a fast B timing. That can be the most deadly thing. They can always retake A. They'll have utility for days. On his head. I don't know how Kika does this. Just like, that looks so calm, that doesn't seem real. I don't quite understand, but the reality is 14 rounds for AVANGAR, 6 for Renegades. AVANGAR 2 more rounds and they're in the grand finals of the Berlin Major. And James looks to defend the long push here. He will be forced back though. We get some smokes, lots of cover to cut off those lines of sight. And the Renegades, they just simply cannot contest this. They cannot contest the AWP of James.
They have position. They will stretch AVANGAR. Liaz lurking in the apartments. There are flashes and smokes. And AVANGAR moves to short. You lose long, you take short. That is the flowchart of the A-bomb site. Or part of it, at least. Liaz still lurking. CT is trying to identify what's going on now. Was the barrel of his gun seen? I do wonder. That's a great shot from Liaz. Not too late to deliver, but he gets taken up. In the meantime, Renegades are creeping up towards the A-bomb site.
Yeah, the timing's not too bad, but James is a good position. Gets a tag down to 1, Jacob. My God, James is ruthless. Finishes him off with a second follow-up shot, and Kika just as ruthless as well. Takes down JKS. It's all they can do to barely cross, and then they fall at the finish line. Azanal left alone. No teammates by the car. What can he possibly do? There's no time. There's no hope. Shut down and out by AVANGAR. 15 rounds, match point, series point. AVANGAR, they look so strong.
It has been a landslide of rounds for AVANGAR. If my calculations are not correct, they've won 15 of the last 17 rounds on Dust2. That is quite the shocker. I don't know if that is insurmountable. But we won't have long to wait.
Oh my God.
Shame going for the brazen pick. He knows Renegades don't have all the tools they want. So we will take liberties with his peaks. AVANGAR 1 round away from the grand finals. James spots something, and he's not shy, is he? He's still not shy. And he still has rifle support for Kika. They could try to push him, but Kika's there with a transfer! Liaz and Gratisfaction left with almost nothing to fight with. They have a scout and a deagle against 4 AVANGAR players. There's a flank from Buster. He's gone through B halls. He can hold from wherever he wants.
Oh man, Buster with the flank as well. Now slowly but surely, AVANGAR closed the trap around Renegades as you'll look down to middle. And there's a tap. There's more to be had as he looks to finish Liaz. He's wounded. He can't get far as Liaz tries to do what he can from this position, but the bloodthirsty AVANGAR players will eventually find him. He has the bomb on his back at the very least, but there's not really much to say for Liaz in this position. He's been struggling so far. Jane will find Liaz, and now the call's made. They know exactly where he is. The bullets will start to fly in. And Liaz, how long can he survive? Looks like he gets a headshot on the way out, but he will burn, and AVANGAR will have themselves a grand final appearance here at the Berlin Major. Can you believe it? No one expected